Hello again, and we're going to continue talking about displaying data. Now we're going to talk about histograms more today. So remember, you have the presentation here, and you're going to go to the next page of your notes. Here's your last lesson's notes, and we're going to go to the back page to talk about histograms. So get yourself all ready for notes. If you haven't already taken the first half of notes, please do that first and go to Monday's assignment. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to talk about histograms. Now, a histogram is a type of bar graph where the width of the bar represents data over a continuous range. So for example, in problem number 4, we're looking at data that it just doesn't make a ton of sense to display as tiny bar graphs because we have like 1.4, 2 1.5s. We have all these really low frequency things, but we have a ton of them. So what we're going to do is instead make a histogram with 5 intervals of the data provided. So the first thing that we're going to do is ask ourselves, what are going to be good 5 intervals? If I'm looking from 1.4 to 4.6, I'm going to say, well, I'm going to end my interval here at 5, and then since I'm dividing it into 5, then it makes sense to say 1, 2, 3, 4. You want them to be nice, even intervals like that. So if that gives us, this is our score, average. Remember, we always want to label everything. So this is a check-in score average. So just taking how many points are students approximately getting right on each of our check-ins so far this year. This isn't actually what it is, it's just some data points that I've created. And then as always, our y-axis here is our frequency. And we need to figure out what makes sense to have as our frequency based on the data we have here. So I'm going to divide it up. We have our 0 to 1 interval, which doesn't have anything. And then in 1 to 2, this would be our 1 to 2 interval. So that would be 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we know that we are going to have, in terms of this interval from 1 to 2, the frequency is 6. I'm going to pick a new color. If I'm going from 2 to 3, that's this set of data in here, which we can count as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. So then we have 17 between 2 and 3. I'm going to alternate colors between 3 and 4. We have all of these data points here, and I'll let you count that up, that equals 18. So there's 18 points in this range. And then our last one between 4 and 5 here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and we end here with 7. So in terms of our frequency, we want to make sure that our maximum is greater than 18, and I think it's just going to be easiest to label that as 20. Our maximum here is 20 since that's easily divisible by the 10 squares that we're given. So if this is 20, then each square would be 2. So 18, 16, 12, 8, 4, like so. Now, when we make our histogram, we're not centered above the number, we're going in the range from 1 to 2. So 1 to 2 has 6. So we go up to the frequency here, which would be 6. And this is our bar of our histogram between 1 and 2. The next one will go between 2 and 3, and it goes all the way up to 17. And again, we're not centering it over the number. We're going in between 2 and 3 because that's the range that this bar is covering. The next one between 3 and 4 is all the way up to 18. 18's right here. And then our last one between 4 and 5 is 7, which would be directly between the 8 and the 6. And that would be our last bar of our histogram. Now, obviously, this is not a very neat example. If you want to see a much neater one, please go to the guided notes PDF. But this is about what I'm expecting you to be creating. If you have questions about a histogram, please let me know, or if you have questions about any of the lessons that we've had so far. You can get in touch in the comments or set up a Zoom meeting, and I'll talk to you later.